Hello, my dear students of class 4. I welcome you to this online class. And today's topic is World's First Murder, Chapter 2. In this family tree, you can see Adam and Eve. And from Adam and Eve, we have Abel, wife, Seth, and his wife. Let us come to know more about Cain and Abel, the first two sons of Adam and Eve. Cain is an older son and he is a farmer. Abel is a younger brother and he is a shepherd boy. Now let us try to differentiate between Jesus and Abel. We know that Abel is a shepherd boy. He offered the best of lamb and he sacrificed what is pleasing to God, but he was killed by his brother out of jealousy. And Jesus too, he is a shepherd. He is known as the Good Shepherd. He offered the best of himself as the Lamb of God. His sacrifice was pleasing to God. And he too, like Abel, he was killed. Can you also sacrifice yourself like Abel and Jesus? Yes. You also can sacrifice, can offer yourself to God and make it a pleasing sacrifice in front of God and others by giving something up like TV, video games, computer, snacks, ice cream or candy, or even your choice of game. And the other sacrifice that you can do is by helping others, like assisting or helping the elderly. You may have a grandma or grandpa at home, then holding the door for them to enter in or to go out, helping in the household work at home or helping in the school or dusting. And the other sacrifices that you can make is by giving money to the poor during the mission collection, giving food to the beggar, or you can also do fasting and abstinence, like eat less or give something up like meat. And the best sacrifice is prayer. Make a visit to Jesus in the church. Your school is close to the church. So just examine yourself. Have you ever visited Jesus your recess time or during your break time? Make a habit to visit Jesus in the church. And also pray for others and thank God for all the gifts that you have received. Now let us see what are Cain and Abel's sacrifice. Abel's sacrifice. Abel, he offered his best of lamb. By offering the best of lamb, he showed that he trusted in God to take care of him. And Cain, he also made an offering to God. In the case of Cain, it is different. He held back or he kept back what is best from God and he kept it for himself. Why did God accept Abel's sacrifice and not Cain's? Abel showed that he trusted in God fully, but Cain did not have full trust and confidence in God, and that is the reason that God accepted Abel's sacrifice and not Cain's. Another reason why God accepted Abel's sacrifice is because he offered with all his whole heart, with so much of love. But Cain, reluctantly, he offered the things to God. So how should we make offerings to the Lord? Offerings to the Lord? The best offering that we can give to God is our whole heart. To love Him in all that we do and in all that we say, and do everything for the love of God. And this will be the best offering that we can give to God. We are like Cain, and there are at times we are like Abel's. What happened to us if in some way or the other we are like Cain? When we are like Cain and we are not doing things that are pleasing to God, we are rejecting God's love, we are committing sin. And therefore, whenever we commit sin, we have to go for confession. So in this next slide, I will show you the 4 ways to sin. The 4 ways we commit sin is through our thoughts, the way that we think, the uncharitable thoughts, and we also sin through our words, our angry words, uncharitable words, and we also sin through our actions like stealing, fighting with others, beating, and so on. Now the last we commit sin is omission, sin of omission. Omission means to leave something undone that should have been done. For example, due to laziness, you did not complete your homework or your classwork, or due to your laziness, you are not helping your mummy, your daddy fully, like you are doing all the works half done. This is called sin of omission. How did Cain sin? Cain sinned through his thoughts. His thoughts of jealousy lead to the action of killing his brother. How are we also like Cain, sinning through our thoughts? We too, sometimes through our thoughts, our evil thoughts, it leads us to evil actions. And at times, thoughts doesn't mean only evil, but also there are at times good thoughts, and these good thoughts leads us to good actions. And remember, bad thoughts lead to bad actions. So how can we avoid sinning like Cain? We can avoid sinning like Cain by praying, going for Mass, receiving sacraments. Sacraments here means going for confession, receiving the Holy Communion. These are the 2 sacraments that we can receive to avoid sin, and also to have good friends. Good friendships will help us to lead a good life. And always give your best to God. Don't give half-heartedly. When you want to give to God, give the best. And that's what God will feel very happy with you. What are the actions that will lead us when we sin? Every bad actions have consequences. So what are the consequences of our actions? Is lying. We keep on lying because of fear, not praying, stealing, fighting. Disrespect means not showing respect, and many other. What were the consequences of Cain's sin? The consequences of Cain's sin led him to feel jealous with his brother, and then his jealousy leads him to kill his own brother. God gave to Adam and Eve another son, and the name of the third son is Seth. Seth eventually married. And do you know it is through Seth that Jesus came. Jesus came from Seth's descendants. In the beginning, you have seen the family tree of Adam and Eve, just Abel, Cain and his wife. Person is added. Let us see nicely. From Adam and Eve, we have Abel, Cain and his wife, Seth and his wife. And from Seth and his wife, we have Jesus. Jesus comes from Seth's line. Now we have come to the end of this video. Before we end this video, I would like to conduct one activity which will help you to become more like Abel and more like Jesus. What you have to do is take a slip of 5 to 10 different sacrifices that you could make. Now, when you make these sacrifices, keep in mind the right attitude to have when making a sacrifice. Second, it should be realistic. Realistic means real. You are able to do that sacrifice. For example, giving up ice cream or using the pocket money for the poor people. Then what you have to do is decorate your paper sack or get one packet. Once again, I repeat, in this activity, what you need to do is take a slip of paper, write 5 to 10 different sacrifices that you can make, and what you need to keep in mind when you make sacrifices by taking the right attitude or having the right attitude when making sacrifice. And whatever sacrifice, it should be realistic. That means whatever you sacrifice, it should be real. For example, giving up ice cream or using the pocket money that your mommy or your daddy have given you and use it for the poor people. And secondly is you decorate your paper sack or get a bag where you can put your sacrifice into your paper sack or into your bag, a small bag, it's enough. And each week draw one out to offer to God. In this way, you will become the real son and daughter of God, and you will be like